but they don't belong in the newsroom.
Just in, scientists discovered that Canadian bacon is actually ordinary ham.
This made a lot of people very angry and has been widely regarded as a bad movie.
Miserable bloody Romans, no sense of humour.
With what Dr. Ashland just said, do you concur?
Don't talk to it, Mary. Don't encourage it.
We're just like Kevin Bacon.
The only thing that will redeem mankind is cooperation. I think we can all appreciate the relevance of that now.
Welcome back to the Hollywood Thumb, a short-form movie news podcast brought to you by the parent podcast, It's Just Two Movies. My name is Daniel King.
I'm Alicia.
All right, and we're going to do the news. Tell me this. What do you think about Paul Rudd joining the Season 3 cast of Only Murders in the Building as a show that I know that you watch and enjoy?
Well, I love Paul Rudd, and I love that show, so I think it'll be great. I think Paul Rudd will definitely...
What do you reckon he's going to be? You think he's going to be a murderer, or he's just going to... Is he going to be like, you know how in the new season Amy Schumer is just Amy Schumer?
I don't think he's going to do that.
You don't think he'll be Paul Rudd?
I think he will just be another silly character to the gang.
Maybe he'd be the maintenance guy. That would be fucking hilarious. If he's
Clean
just like,
crew.
He works on the elevator. Yeah, he just works on just an elevator maintenance man or whatever.
Apparently, I know we haven't finished it, but apparently he's in the second season.
So, is he?
Yeah, he's got like a cameo in the second season.
Okay,
I know we haven't finished, so I don't know for sure what that role was.
I'm liking that show.
But
what are your just general thoughts on Only Murders in the Building? You liking
I like it
a
lot. I think the cast was weird, and I think that I would have never expected it to work.
It's an odd coupling.
They work well. They work really well. So.
Well, speaking of things that work well, the Batman movie, The Batman. That universe seems like it's safe as Matt Reeves signs a multi-year deal with Warner Brothers and Discovery. So I think we're going to get more of that because Matt Reeves is the director from the new one with, what can't I remember his name? Starts with a P. Robert Pattinson.
Oh, Twilight.
It's shaped kind of like an R is really just a P with an extra stick, but I thought there were parts of the Batman that I thought kind of were like pretty drug out.
It's a really long movie.
It is a really long movie.
It's really long, but we also watched it at the drive-in.
I like the aesthetic.
And I feel like movies are longer there.
Yeah, that also, especially a long movie, feels longer at the drive-in.
It's really dark, so.
Yeah, that's my thing is I missed the first half of it because they started the movie before the sun was all the way down.
Right.
And it's a dark movie, so you can't really see it because it's not dark outside yet.
But it was good. Like what?
Was good. The bits that I saw of it, I did enjoy it. Speaking of things that I enjoy, Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, will be released on Netflix December 23rd. Looks like Christmas came early. Are you excited about another Knives Out?
Yeah, I really liked that.
Yeah, it's
a movie, not a show.
Correct. Yeah, okay. It's going to be a movie. I think they're renewed for a couple more, but it's pretty much just Daniel.
So it's a sequel?
It's pretty much Daniel Craig doing what he did in the first one. Like somebody else hires him to solve a very peculiar mystery. Okay. And he's that guy, and he just goes, and it's like, I don't know.
It's just another one.
It looks like rich people. Yeah, it just looks like another one.
Well, that would be really good. He could probably just do a show about him.
I would be okay with that, yeah. I'm all in
even like a 20-minute series show. That would be cool. What do you think of that
name, A Glass Onion?
I honestly...
It's because it's got so many layers, but you can also see through it. Ooh, very nice.
You can see through... If you cook an onion... That's transparent.
That is true.
I don't know, maybe. I'm not sure.
Okay, got a couple things to run through here. Scream 6 has wrapped filming. How you feeling about Scream 6? Are you down for another one of that?
I will be down for all the Screams until the day I die.
Yeah?
Just because I am that 90s baby. You know what I mean? That's what I grew up with, even if they suck. Still gonna watch them. Still gonna watch them with the kids. My kid, because they come out at Halloween, and that's the only fucking thing to watch at Halloween.
That's how I feel about Freddy Krueger and the Halloween, like that last Halloween movie. oof, it's rough.
Yeah, but still paid money to watch it.
It's
so.
rough. I did pay money to watch it, and you know what? I'll pay money to watch another one. If they have Jamie Lee Curtis's skeleton reanimated, running away, screaming, "Michael, Michael!" I'll tune into that. I'll watch that. Probably shouldn't, but I will.
That's the Scream movies too, because they're getting so much older, so it's not as.
Well, I thought the last one was pretty good, actually.
It was kind of boring.
I'm kind of hard pressed to remember exactly what happened.
That's why I'm saying it's like kind of boring.
I guess so. Yeah.
Because there's like the new girl, the cousin or whatever she is, and it's just kind of blah. It's not as screamy, I guess.
Yeah, I could see that. In other news, Henry Cavill's Superman is teased to return by an industry insider. So that could mean just about anything. So what happened was, and I know that you listen to the Hollywood Thumb, but we fly through stuff pretty fast, so some of it's hard to retain. So they got there's a new guy in charge of like the DC universe over at Warner Brothers Discovery.
So like producer?
And he walked in, like the CEO.
Oh.
Right. So new guy, and he walked in and said, we're cutting this, we're cutting this, we're cutting this. Everybody pump the brakes on everything you're fucking doing. I'm firing a shitload of people. I'm hiring a couple of new people. We're going to come and revamp this whole thing.
Because they want to be Marvel.
Yeah. I
mean,
they
can.
They
definitely could.
They literally have the cliff notes on how to do it.
They also have a shitload of material because they haven't done very many.
It's already written. The scripts are already written because they're comic books. Like, they already exist. You can just build on that. Right.
So. They've
had a couple okay ones, but as far as like a cohesive universe thing that they're attempting to do, it's been pretty piss poor so far. So he's cut all these other projects. They had a Batgirl movie that was in post-production, which means they were just like adding effects and so just post stuff. They'd already shot the whole fucking movie and they cut it.
He did?
Yeah, this guy cut it. So
What's his name?
It's damn near a finished movie. His name is David Zaslav.
Never heard of him.
No, of course you haven't. He's just a dude in a suit.
Yeah.
But
sounds
evidently,
like a good guy, though.
somebody else on the inside was like, "Hey, I think we're still going to get Henry Cavill as Superman." I know that you don't particularly care a whole lot about Superman, but when I close my eyes and think of Superman, I think of Clark Kent.
Yes. Yeah.
And to me, Clark Kent in my head, he either looks like Christopher Reeve, or he looks like Henry Cavill. Like Henry Cavill, I wonder if when he was a kid, if people were like, "You look like Superman." That's so weird.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But
I don't know either. I will tell you one thing I think that you do care about is Netflix star Penn Badgley from You. Is rumored for Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four reboot. And although You is just not my kind of show. There were things I liked about it. I did watch a fair amount of it with you. Mm-hmm. And there were definitely highlights of it. But I think him as Reed Richards is actually quite good casting.
I think it's very good casting. I think he also, from playing You, would have more experience in that type of kind of shitty behavior.
Right.
Like, just in that character. He's already kind of, because he is.
And Reed Richards is kind of a shitbag.
So.
Yeah. So I think that'll, the guy in You.
Yeah.
I can't
so
remember
is
his
he.
name.
He's a super big shitbag. So.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just, anything he wants to do for himself, and he's going to do it for himself.
Well, speaking of shitbags, fucking Jeffrey Dean Morgan joins the cast.
He's not a shitbag.
No, but literally everybody in The Boys is.
That's not true.
No, not Starlight and not Mother's Milk.
They did all become shitbags, though.
Everybody else is shitbags.
If you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Sorry, but they all do almost become shitbags.
Everybody else in it is a shitbag. Yeah, so Jeffrey Dean Morgan is going to join the new cast of the next season of The Boys. And I'm hoping I saw a thing where somebody asked him about it, and he's like, "I'm ready. Let me get me into some tights." Mm-hmm.
Well, him and the Butcher played.
I'm hoping they're going to have him be a super powered person in that. and just not have him as like, I don't know, a police chief or an FBI guy or whatever.
Or something.
Yeah,
like Robert Downey Jr. style. Put some glasses on.
I want him to be an asshole.
Well, that's because everyone wants him to be an asshole.
Yeah, I want some screen
he looks
time.
Good being an asshole.
He sure does. He's got those asshole features.
He does, and the way he's so smooth and the way he talks and stuff. So he would be a good asshole.
Well, technically, he's already kind of done it because in Watchmen, he plays the comedian who is also an asshole and a rapist.
Yeah.
And it's a good role for him.
Yeah.
Good casting. It's a shitty character, but he's great as that character. So I'm hoping they get some, I'm hoping he gets some screen time doing that sort of stuff in this.
He probably will, but I know that he is gonna be playing with one of his first things, like Supernatural or whatever. I never watched it, but Butcher, I think, is also in that.
Oh,
so it's
yeah?
a reunion for them.
Oh, okay.
So they're both really excited about it. So it could be interesting.
That is very cool. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was like, they kind of look the same, but...
They do kind of look the same. We had to stop and look it up. It's actually Jensen Ackles, who is in Supernatural with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I've never seen Supernatural, so I did know Jensen Ackles was in it, but I did not know that Jeffrey Dean Morgan was in it.
Yeah, I didn't either until whenever I was looking it up for...
Evidently, it's quite good. I don't think I might have watched like 1 or 2 episodes, but speaking of 1 or 2 episodes, they're making a live-action King Kong show. It's in development over at Disney+. What do you think about that? Think about King Kong, Alicia.
King Kong, I don't. It's fine. It's fine. Well, I don't. Kong Island was that one?
Skull
Island, whatever it's called.
It's the one with John C. Reilly.
I mean, that was
a good bunch of guys. You shouldn't have come here. We're all gonna die.
I really don't know. I know he's a big ape. And that's about it. And he likes to smash. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, just a big smashy ape.
Yeah. I mean, it'd probably be cool in short bits in a series. Just because you might be able to see more of just the monster, but...
I have never been particularly taken with King Kong. I think it's a cool idea that's been mishandled a bunch of times.
Maybe it would be better if it's in a series, though, because then it can be little bits maybe brought up more. I don't know. But yeah, I was like,
Yeah, I'm with you. I'll check it out.
You definitely will.
I will check it out. Especially if they're going to be like, by the way, there might be a Godzilla in it. I'm all in.
Yeah, right.
I'm a Godzilla fanboy, though.
It'd be Anaconda.
That sounds cool.
Crocs.
That sounds cool also.
Space aliens. I don't know, something.
Yeah, all that sounds pretty good. I would be down for any of that stuff. I'll tell you what nobody's down for, though, is a second season of Resident Evil on Netflix. That was canceled promptly after its first season.
Promptly after episode 3.
Because it's bad. Which sucks because I had seen a couple like highlights and stills from it. I was super excited to watch it because I have long been like, why isn't there a good Resident Evil thing?
Well, there should be.
There should be. I mean, the first Resident Evil movie is pretty fun, but it also has nothing to do with the games.
Yeah, but if you can make a good game first, then you should be able to make a good TV series or movie, regardless.
Right.
So
Evidently that's that new story-based kind of world exploration Resident Evil Village, I think is what it's called. Evidently it's very good. And as somebody who can't take horror games, I've been like, I might try that out.
Think so?
You know? Yeah.
Scream?
Yeah. Oh, I will shriek. Yeah, horror games, boy, it's just not for me with the horror games.
Well, neither was that show, so.
No, it also wasn't. But earlier we talked a little bit about the Fantastic Four. I want to come back around to that. Matt Shakman is in talks to direct the Fantastic Four. He's the guy he was the main showrunner, I think, for almost all of WandaVision. Which won a shitload of award. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think we touched on that on another episode of the Hollywood Thumb, but what a great series, you know what I mean?
WandaVision's, that's Justin, because I don't think he'd watched it yet, because he's like working on Marvel. But WandaVision, it's smooth, it's so good.
It's very, very interesting.
So if he did that, I mean...
It's got a lot of fun, like, mind-bendy, like, whoa, what's going on here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it definitely does, but it also has a lot of emotion to it. So, which makes makes a lot of things good. So,
Evil Dead Rise moves from HBO Max to a theatrical release. So HBO owns the properties to Evil Dead. I believe HBO owns the IP for Evil Dead. That's why they had redone that series Ash vs. Evil Dead, which I watched and I know you were kind of like tangentially aware of because I was watching it and I would talk about it a bit. I genuinely think that's a thing that you would get into. It is
the show.
It's a comedy. Like the show is just a comedy. The first movie is not a comedy. It's a horror movie that has some kind of cheesy stuff in it, and then they build on that on number 2, and they build on that on number 3. They did a reboot a couple of years ago. They tried to take it straight back to horror. It was missing a little bit of that spark, but it was still I liked it. I thought it was fine. But the Ash vs. Evil Dead is a continuation of Evil Dead 1, 2, and 3.
So they're making another movie after the show?
They're making another movie called Evil Dead Rise, and it's going to get a theatrical release instead of just releasing on HBO streaming. Hopefully it still does release on HBO streaming, though. Kind of like how
movies do that anyway.
Kind of like how Mortal Kombat did.
Obviously Disney and they all do that.
Yeah,
they got to make their money every which way.
Give me a theatrical release and give me a
matter.
stream at the same time, because I'm not going to go to the theater to see it. God, I might though. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm up in the air. I would really like to see that. I really would. But I would like to get you into watching Evil Dead or Ash vs. Evil Dead because I bet you'd really be into it. It might take you 2 episodes to get invested.
I didn't realize that was the same as Evil Dead.
Right.
I didn't realize it was all connected, I should say.
Yeah, and I think at least the majority of those properties, at least directed by Sam Raimi, who did the original Spider-Man trilogy with Tobey Maguire. More recently, he did Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Sorry, really long title for a thing. But anyway, yeah. So that's getting a thing. One more thing I did want to touch on that I know that you'll be happy about. I see you licking the microphone in a really sensual manner. So we like that. We're like, oh, that's good. That's good stuff. So Disney Plus all but it just put the icing on the cake and was like, by the way, we're doing X-Men. They just released a thing that was like, it's a Wolverine. It says snicked, and it's 6 days until Disney Plus Day, and then they hashtag X-Men. So they're gonna do an X-Men thing.
Are they gonna get the same people?
I don't know. I am gonna say they probably can't.
Oh,
you're not gonna.
I got it. That's not
because you have to start the continuity over.
I know, but I don't want to start the people over. I love them people.
Well, some people were talking about like maybe Taron Egerton for Wolverine, and at first I was like, I don't like that.
Wolverine over because if you've ever watched anything, or he obviously. He's no more. He doesn't do it anymore.
I did see another thing where they're like, maybe we'll get Fassbender back.
Yeah, but where you start out in the story with it too. Where's what I mean? Like where would Disney start at the story? Because the X-Men universe, what's even out there, like you're a few years deep already in their story.
Yeah.
And then not even that, because you go way back in time when they're children, and then you move on to when they're, just adults. And then you move on to whenever they are old people. So it's like you get all of their story pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah.
So you'd have to, start over.
There have been so many casting rumors for this and what storyline they're going to do. There's, so much speculation. Because in large part, those first X-Men movies, there's some weird choices in there. There's some really great stuff.
Work though.
Exactly. Yeah, they work.
What is that guy's name?
First Class.
No,
talking about the one in First Class.
Well, maybe. Yeah.
Which what's he do?
Pretty much catches on fire. He just he turns into a flaming rock or whatever. What is his name?
Oh, Darwin.
The Darwin effect. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like him. Who the fuck is that guy? But he's perfect.
Yeah.
Because he's weird looking, and he's just I I don't know.
Yeah, it's
He's
first
just got
class.
that
He's got
vibe for it.
cool mutant power set. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he blends in right with all the stars of it, you know?
I just hope they don't try to redo First Class. Like, give me a total alternate timeline, alternate characters, alternate story, but just pretend like First Class didn't happen in this universe and leave that shit alone. Because it's great.
Yeah, but not just even that one. They probably just need to pick up and start their own.
I even like
I even
like Days of Future Past.
Yeah, I love Days of
Apocalypse. Everyone's
Apocalypse
like,
it was a little slower because it was darker, I think.
Yeah, I think they mishandled Apocalypse.
I think they missed.
But I did.
Yeah.
I did like Oscar Isaac. I did like the Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse, but I feel like you need a way bigger, way more jacked dude. Because in the comic books, Apocalypse is humongous.
Well, I never watched or read any of the comics, so it doesn't bother me.
That was a run that was coming out real time while I was a kid reading them. So I don't know. I felt like that particular character might have been mishandled.
They definitely are going to have to... They just might need to start over. Make it their own.
Yeah.
Because I don't know with what story's been built from them that they can just like jump in at any point and reshape the characters.
They could even expand
It's almost start to finish. Like on some of those characters, they are. They're, you know what I mean? Most of them because they're.
Yeah, you could even expand after that, like after the events of Logan.
You know,
like start X-22 and then all the other.
Yeah, because they. Yeah, that would be cool because they would be older. Some of them, you don't get to see them old.
Yeah.
You also don't get to see some of them young. So, I mean, you can pick and choose.
That's true. We'll have to just wait and see what we get. In the meantime, that has been the news. Please check out our parent podcast. It's Just Two Movies, a new release schedule every single Monday. Please check show notes and links in the episode description for this podcast. Until next time. That's the news.
That's just grossly inappropriate.
Come on, Ed, it's bullcrap!
A saucy line will not get you far with me.
He's not the Messiah! He's a very naughty boy! Stop being such a dick!
No, it's not schizophrenia. It's just a voice in my head.
Your love of the halfling's leap has clearly slowed your mind.
Good speech. Nice and short. Leaves more time for drinking. Break out the ale! These men are thirsty!
The Hollywood Thumb is brought to you by It's Just Two Movies and is a production of Blue Cheese and Bacon Studios. Both can be found wherever you get your podcasts.